They're accepting blacks now? What's next? Dogs? You don't belong here, Blackie.
The binding was too tight. Agnes couldn't breathe. Good. Pain kept her focused. It was 3 a.m. in Seoul and she was in a bathroom the size of a coffin. She wrapped the cloth around her chest one more time, pulling until her ribs screamed. Her hands shook. They always shook during this part. She'd been through 7 months of this, 7 months of erasing herself before sunrise. The mirror showed a stranger with a short wig and flat chest. She had eyes that had learned to never meet anyone's gaze. She'd transformed herself from Agnes to Alex Okonkwo, a dead boy's name she wore like armor. But underneath? She was still Agnes Okonkwo. She was 21, Nigerian and alone in a country that saw her skin before it ever saw her. She tied off the binding. The pain was necessary. It reminded her why she was here. Chidi, her brother's name, tasted like blood. The voice message played in her head for the 1,000th time, sister. I saw something I shouldn't have. They know. The Kang family. They're not just rich, they're then nothing, just static. 3 days later, they pulled him from the Han River. The official report said he took his own life. He was only 19 years old, a gifted pianist and a scholarship student, and they just concluded that he was so fed up with his life that he ended up taking it. But Chidi wouldn't do that. He wouldn't. Their mother lasted 2 weeks after the funeral before she suffered a terrible heart attack, according to the doctors. Agnes watched grief hollow her out until there was nothing left but an empty shell that stopped breathing. Now Agnes was the last Okonkwo standing. She grabbed her bag. Inside were forged documents, Chidi's old-school ID, and a USB drive she'd found taped under his dorm bed. The USB that changed everything. The video showed men in expensive suits, a conversation about international scholarships and disposable assets. Foreign students used as drug mules. The ones who refused, the ones who saw too much, dumped into the rivers. They made it look like they took their own lives. 47 students over 10 years. 47 families told the same lie. Agnes stared at her reflection. I'm coming for all of you. She left the bathroom and headed toward Hanseong Academy, toward the family that killed her brother, toward Kang Ji-Hoon. The hallway smelled like old money and fresh paint. Agnes kept her head down, books clutched tight. First day back at Hanseong, pretending to be Chidi's cousin, resuming his scholarship. The administrators barely looked at her paperwork. One African boy was the same as another to them. She rounded the corner too fast. Books exploded across marble floors and papers scattered everywhere. Agnes dropped to her knees immediately out of reflex and submission. That's what they expected. Watch where you're... The voice stopped. Agnes felt eyes on her. They were not looking at her. They were looking through her. She glanced up. Kang Ji-Hoon stood 3 feet away. He was 23 and a senior. He was the son of Korea's most feared crime lord. His uniform was pristine, tailored, and perfect. His face could have been carved from marble, beautiful the way a knife is beautiful and cold, too. His friends gathered behind him like a wolf pack in designer shoes. Ji-Hoon said something in Korean. His friends laughed. Sharp, cruel sounds that bounced off the walls. Agnes understood every word. She'd spent 6 months learning Korean in Lagos, preparing for this moment. They're letting Africans in now? What's next, dogs? Her jaw clenched. But she kept her eyes down and kept her face blank. Ji-Hoon switched to English. His accent was perfect and mocking. You pick up books, now. Agnes's hands curled into fists, but she obeyed and started gathering the papers. As she reached for a textbook near Ji-Hoon's feet, she saw it. A tattoo on his wrist. It was small, 3 black dots in a triangle. The air left her lungs. She'd seen that symbol before. In Chidi's final sketchbook, drawn in what she now knew was his own blood. Ji-Hoon crouched down. His face was inches from hers. What's your name transfer? Alex, Agnes said, voice deep and steady. Alex Okonkwo. Something flickered in Ji-Hoon's eyes. Recognition? Suspicion? It vanished before she could tell. Okonkwo, he repeated slowly, tasting it. That name sounds familiar. Agnes's heart hammered against her ribs. It's Nigerian. Common name. Ji-Hoon smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. Welcome to Hanseong, Alex. I have a feeling we're going to get to know each other very well. He stood and walked away. His friends followed. Agnes stayed kneeling on the floor, books scattered around her, heart racing. He knows. No, impossible. She'd been so careful. But that smile, that voice, he knows something. Agnes gathered the last book, stood slowly, and watched Ji-Hoon's back disappear around the corner. The hunt had begun. But she wasn't sure anymore who was hunting whom. Okay, pause. That tattoo, though? The 3 dots in a triangle that Chidi drew in his own blood? Do you think Ji-Hoon knows what it means, or is he clueless? Drop knows or clueless in the comments. This is important, y'all. The cafeteria was a battlefield disguised as a dining hall. Agnes sat alone at a corner table. Her tray held rice and vegetables that tasted like cardboard. Around her, students laughed, talked, and lived lives that didn't involve constantly checking exits. She envied and hated them. A shadow fell across her table. 3 boys, all seniors. Ji-Hoon's crew, the tall one, Kim something, smiled down at her. Is this seat taken? Before Agnes could answer, he knocked her tray. Food exploded across her uniform. Hot soup soaked through to her skin, burning. Oh. Kim's voice was flat, amused. My bad, transfer? His friends laughed. Other tables turned to watch, but nobody helped. Agnes stood slowly. Soup dripped from her clothes. She met Kim's eyes but said nothing. What? Kim leaned in. You gonna cry? Run home to Africa? Is there a problem here? Ji-Hoon appeared like smoke. One moment absent, the next standing between Agnes and his friends. Kim stepped back. Just an accident, Ji-Hoon. You know how clumsy I get? Ji-Hoon looked at Agnes, at her ruined uniform, at the soup dripping onto expensive shoes. Clean yourself up, Alex, he said quietly. You're embarrassing yourself. He walked away and his friends followed. Agnes stood alone in the cafeteria, every eye on her, every face showing contempt, pity, or cruel entertainment. She picked up her tray, walked to the trash, and threw it away. In the bathroom, she scrubbed at her uniform until her hands were raw. The soup stain wouldn't come out. Her reflection stared back, face blank and eyes burning. This is what Chidi lived through, every day, until they killed him for it. Agnes gripped the sink until her knuckles went white. I'm going to bury you all. Agnes, Chidi's cousin, right? Agnes looked up from her lunch, eaten outside now behind the music building where fewer students gathered. A boy stood there. He had mixed features, half Korean, half Filipino, Agnes guessed. He held his own lunch tray. Lee Sang-woo, he said, and sat down without waiting for permission. I knew your cousin. He was kind. I'm sorry about what happened. Agnes's throat tightened. Nobody had said Chidi's name out loud since she arrived. Did you know him well? She asked. Sang-woo shrugged. Well enough. We were both outsiders here. That creates bonds. He paused. The way they're treating you, it's wrong. But it's how Hanseong works. This place doesn't like people who don't fit. And Ji-Hoon? Sang-woo's expression shifted, careful. Kang Ji-Hoon is complicated. 3 years ago, his younger sister died. She jumped from the school roof. Some say it was an accident, others say... He trailed off. After that, something in him broke and he became cruel, like he's punishing everyone for existing. Agnes absorbed this and stored it away. Why are you telling me this? Because you look like you're planning something, Sang-woo said softly. And I want you to understand, Ji-Hoon isn't your real enemy. His father is. Kang Dae-jung runs this school. In fact, he runs half of Seoul. He's the one who decides who stays and who doesn't, who lives and who dies, Agnes heard. Sang-woo stood. Be careful, Alex. This place eats people who fight back. He left Agnes alone with new information that felt like another puzzle piece she couldn't place yet. Ji-Hoon's sister died 3 years ago. The same year, the student incidents at Hanseong increased dramatically. Agnes pulled out her phone and opened the encrypted file she'd been building. She added a new note. Sister, research, connection, the bell rang. Time for afternoon classes. Agnes stood and gathered her things. Across the courtyard, Ji-Hoon was watching her. He'd been watching her. But for how long? Their eyes met. Neither looked away. Something passed between them. It was a recognition and challenge. Ji-Hoon smiled slowly and dangerously. Then he turned and walked away. Agnes's heart was thundering in her chest. He's playing with me. No, we're playing with each other. And only one of them would win. The announcement came during morning assembly. We're having a cultural integration program, the headmaster droned. His eyes never landed on Agnes. Foreign students will be paired with senior mentors to help with adjustment. Agnes knew immediately. This was targeted at her. When the list appeared on the bulletin board, Alex Okonkwo, mentor Kang Ji-Hoon. Students whispered, some laughed, and others looked at Agnes with pity. Ji-Hoon stood by the board, waiting. When Agnes approached, he smiled that knife-edge smile. Looks like you're my responsibility now, transfer, he said, loud enough for everyone to hear. Try not to embarrass me more than your existence already does. His crew laughed. Agnes kept her face blank. When do we start? She asked. Ji-Hoon's smile widened. Now, it was week 3 of the mentorship. Ji-Hoon barely spoke to her during their scheduled sessions. He'd sit across from Agnes in the library doing his own work, occasionally looking up to watch her with those cold, calculating eyes. It was a test, Agnes realized. He was studying her and looking for cracks. She gave him nothing. Until the night everything changed. Agnes was alone in the library past midnight. She'd gotten special permission, forged, obviously, to access the archives for a research project. Really, she was hacking into the school's financial database from the administration terminal hidden in the reference section. She was deep in encrypted files when she heard footsteps. Ji-Hoon appeared from the shadows. But something was wrong. He stumbled, then caught himself on a bookshelf. His uniform was disheveled, and his eyes were unfocused. He was obviously drunk. Ji-Hoon was drunk. Agnes had never seen him anything but perfect. This was wrong and vulnerable. He didn't seem to notice her at first. He just stood there, swaying slightly, staring at nothing. Then he spoke in Korean, slurred and broken. You remind me of her, my sister. She had your eyes. She was stubborn and unafraid. I couldn't save her. Agnes froze. He thought she couldn't understand. Ji-Hoon's knees buckled. He slid down the bookshelf and sat heavily on the floor. Everything I touch dies. Everything I love. They take it away as punishment for being his son. His voice cracked. Agnes watched him. This monster. This prince. This broken boy drowning in his father's shadow. She could kill him right now by smothering him, then make it look like alcohol poisoning. Nobody would question it. Rich boy, too much pressure. Tragic. Her hands moved toward him, ready. But then Ji-Hoon's head dropped. He passed out. Agnes stood over him, heart racing and hands shaking. Do it! This is why you're here. End him. But she couldn't, because he looked like Chidi. He had the same broken expression she'd seen in her brother's eyes in that last video call. Sister, I'm so tired. I don't know how much longer I can. Agnes grabbed her jacket and draped it over Ji-Hoon's shoulders. Then she left. Behind her, Ji-Hoon slept. He was vulnerable but alive, and Agnes hated herself for it. In the morning, Ji-Hoon cornered her outside class. You were in the library last night, he said. It was not a question, more like an accusation. Agnes's pulse spiked. She kept her voice level. Yes, to research. I woke up with your jacket. Silence stretched between them. You were drunk, Agnes said finally. You passed out and I covered you. That's all. Ji-Hoon stepped closer, too close. Agnes could see gold flecks in his dark eyes. She could smell expensive cologne mixed with lingering alcohol. Why? His voice was quiet and dangerous. Why didn't you take advantage? Why didn't you humiliate me and take photos? Anyone else would have. I'm not anyone else, no. Ji-Hoon's eyes searched her face. You're not. And that's what bothers me. His hand came up, fingers hovering near Agnes's jawline. Not touching. Almost. Who are you really, Alex Okonkwo? Agnes's breath caught. But she held his gaze. You're a scholarship student. The charity case you love to torture. Nothing more. Liar. The word was soft and intimate. Almost. Ji-Hoon's phone buzzed. He checked it, his expression shuddering immediately. My father wants to meet you, he said, voice flat again. The vulnerability from the library was gone like it never existed. Tonight, Kang Estate. 7 p.m. Terror flooded Agnes's veins. Why? He takes interest in all international students. Ji-Hoon's smile was sharp, especially the ones connected to previous scholars. Your cousin attended here, didn't he? He knows. He fucking knows. Yes, Agnes said, steady and calm. Chidi Okonkwo, he took his own life last year. Something flickered in Ji-Hoon's expression. It was there one moment and gone the next moment. Yes, he said quietly. He did. Tragic. He turned to leave, then stopped. Alex? Don't run. My father doesn't like it when his guests run. It makes him creative. Then he was gone. Agnes stood in the empty hallway, heart racing and mind spinning. Tonight, she'd meet the man who murdered her brother. Tonight, the real game began. She touched the USB drive in her pocket. It was still there, still safe. Hold on, Chidi. I'm almost there. The Kang estate sat on a mountain overlooking Seoul like a sleeping dragon. Agnes arrived by car, sent by Ji-Hoon. The driver hadn't spoken once during the hour-long ride. He just drove through winding roads until the city became distant glitter below. Gates opened. It was black iron, topped with cameras that tracked her movement. The mansion was traditional Korean architecture merged with modern brutalism. It was beautiful and soulless. Ji-Hoon waited at the entrance. He'd changed clothes. He now wore a black suit and his hair was styled. He looked older and harder. "My father's waiting," he said without exchanging any greeting. "Rules: don't speak unless spoken to. Don't lie, he'll know. Don't stare at anything too long and don't touch anything." "Clear?" Agnes nodded. They walked through halls lined with art that probably cost more than Agnes's entire family had earned in 3 generations. Servants moved like shadows, silent and invisible. Ji-Hoon stopped outside massive double doors. "One more thing," he said, voice low. "Whatever happens in there, I can't protect you." Not from him. Before Agnes could respond, the doors opened. Kang Ji-Hoon sat at the head of a table that could seat 20. He was 50-something, distinguished and handsome in the way venomous snakes are beautiful. "Ah," he said, smiled. "Alex Okonkwo, please, sit." Agnes sat 3 chairs down from him. Ji-Hoon took the seat to his father's right. "You look like him," Ji-Hoon said casually. "Your cousin, Chidi, same eyes, same posture. Tell me, do you share his talent?" He played piano beautifully. Before his unfortunate incident. Agnes's hands clenched under the table. "I don't play." "That's a pity." Ji-Hoon sipped wine. It was red and dark as blood. Such a waste. Talented boy. He was troubled, though. These foreign students, they struggle with the pressure, the isolation. He was murdered. The words left Agnes's mouth before she could stop them. The room went silent. Ji-Hoon's eyes widened. It was a warning. Ji-Hoon's smile never wavered. "Murdered?" He said the word like tasting it. "That's a serious accusation, Alex. What makes you think?" "He called me just hours before they found him. He said he saw something, that people were coming for him." Agnes knew she was crossing lines. She knew this was like signing a death wish. But sitting across from the man who drowned her brother, she couldn't breathe without truth. Ji-Hoon leaned back and studied her. "And what did he see?" "I don't know. The call was cut off." Ji-Hoon's fingers drummed the table. "How inconvenient. No evidence. Just theories. Grief makes people imagine things, Alex. Your cousin was troubled and depressed. The investigation was thorough." "There was no investigation. Because there was no need for one." They stared at each other. Predator and prey. But who was who? "Ji-Hoon," Ji-Hoon said softly. "Take our guest to the library. Show him the scholarship hall of remembrance. I think Alex would appreciate seeing his cousin's memorial." Ji-Hoon stood. "Father, now." One word that came with absolute authority. Ji-Hoon gestured to Agnes. "Come on." They left. Agnes felt Ji-Hoon's eyes on her back like a physical weight. In the hallway, Ji-Hoon grabbed her arm hard. "Are you insane?" His voice was harsh as he whispered. "You don't accuse my father of murder to his face. He's killed people for less." "Good," Agnes said. "Let him try." Ji-Hoon's grip tightened. "You have a death wish. Maybe. Or maybe I just want the truth." They stopped outside, a door. Ji-Hoon released her. His expression was unreadable. "The scholarship hall," he said, then opened the door. Inside was a room lined with photos of international students. They were all dead. All officially ruled as taking their own lives. 47 faces stared at Agnes from the walls, and there in the center was Chidi, her brother, 19, smiling in his school uniform, eyes bright with hope that would be extinguished 3 months later. Agnes's knees buckled. She caught herself on a desk. Ji-Hoon watched her. "I come here sometimes," he said quietly, "when I need to remember what my father is." "You knew," Agnes whispered. "You knew what was happening." "I suspected. I never had proof. And you did nothing. What could I do?" Ji-Hoon's voice was hollow. I'm his son, his property, like everyone in this house, like everyone in this school. Agnes looked at Chidi's photo, at her brother's smile. I'm so sorry I couldn't save you. There's a USB drive, she said. Not sure why she was telling him. Maybe because grief made her reckless. Maybe because Ji-Hoon looked as broken as she felt. Chidi left evidence, video, audio, everything. Ji-Hoon went still. Where? It's safely hidden in insurance. Show me. Agnes laughed bitterly. Why? So you can destroy it and protect your father? No. Ji-Hoon moved closer. His face was inches from hers. So I can help you burn his entire empire to the ground. Wait. Did Agnes just make the biggest mistake of her life? She literally told Ji-Hoon about the USB drive. Was that stupid or strategic? Comment stupid or strategic because I'm genuinely confused about this girl's choices right now. But before Agnes could respond, the door opened. Dae-jung stood in the doorway smiling. How touching, he said. My son, making friends with ghosts. His eyes locked on Agnes. They were cold and empty, almost reptilian. Tell me, Alex, where exactly did your cousin hide this evidence? Agnes's blood turned to ice. He heard everything. Servants appeared. 4, large and armed. I think, Dae-jung said pleasantly, it's time we had a more private conversation. Ji-Hoon, go to your room. Father, now. Ji-Hoon looked at Agnes and at his father. His face was a war zone. Then he turned and left. The servants surrounded Agnes. Dae-jung's smile widened. Shall we? They took her down underground. The basement was finished. It was expensive. There was a wine cellar, Agnes realized. Bottles worth more than lives lined the walls. Dae-jung dismissed the servants and closed the door. They were alone. Sit, he said. Agnes remained standing. Dae-jung sighed and pulled a bottle from the rack. You have your cousin's stubbornness. He stood too, right up until the end. I respected that. You drowned him. I liberated him. Dae-jung poured wine. 2 glasses. From a life of servitude, from poverty, from being used by people more powerful than him. I gave Chidi peace. You murdered him. Semantics. He held out a glass. Drink. Agnes didn't move. Dae-jung shrugged, then drank both. The evidence Chidi supposedly left. Does it exist? A deafening silence followed. Of course it does, Dae-jung continued. The boy was smart. Too smart. That's why he had to go. And now you're here, playing detective. You're very dedicated. I admire dedication. He moved closer. Agnes fought every instinct to step back. Here's what's going to happen, Dae-jung said, conversational, like he was discussing the weather. You're going to give me that USB drive. Every copy, every backup. And then you're going to get on a plane back to Nigeria. Resume your life. Forget this ever happened. No. Or, he continued, I'll kill your entire extended family. Aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone who shares your blood. I already have people in Lagos, outside your aunt's house right now. 1 phone call, Alex. That's all it takes. Agnes's vision blurred. You're bluffing. Dae-jung pulled out his phone and showed her a live video feed. It showed her aunt's house in Lagos. 2 men stood outside, armed. The world tilted. It's not a bluff, Dae-jung said softly. I never bluff. You have 48 hours. Bring me the evidence, or watch your family die. Your choice. The door opened. Ji-Hoon stood there, his face white. Let her go, he said. Father, please, of course. Dae-jung smiled. Our guest is leaving. Alex? The driver will take you back to school. Think carefully about your decision. Family is everything. Don't you agree? Agnes stumbled into her dorm room. It was 3 a.m. The binding around her chest felt tighter than ever. It was suffocating. She pulled out the USB drive and looked at it. She had 48 hours. Her family or justice for Chidi. It was an impossible choice. A knock at the door stilled her thoughts. Ji-Hoon entered without permission and closed the door behind him. You need to run, he said. Tonight, I'll help you. I have money and connections. We? Agnes laughed dryly. There is no we. You're his son. You're part of this. I didn't know what he was doing. Not the extent of it, I swear. You knew enough? Ji-Hoon flinched. You're right, I knew enough and did nothing. I'm complicit. I'm guilty. I'm everything you think I am. He paused. But I want to help you now. Please, let me help. Why? Because I'm tired, his voice cracked. I'm tired of being my father's son. I'm tired of watching people die. His voice broke. I'm tired of being a monster. Agnes studied him. This broken prince. This murderer's heir. If I run, she said slowly, my family dies. If I give him the evidence, Chidi's death means nothing. There's no winning. Then we fight. You want to destroy my father. So do I. Let's do it together. Agnes wanted to believe him. She wanted to trust the pain in his eyes. But trust was a luxury she couldn't afford. Get out, she said. Ji-Hoon's jaw tightened. Agnes, the name, her real name, stopped her cold. I know who you are, Ji-Hoon continued. I knew it since the library. The way you looked at Chidi's photo. No cousin looks like that. Only sisters do. Only family. Agnes's world collapsed. How long? Week 2. I lied to my father. I told him I was handling it. That you were harmless. Why? Because you remind me of someone I couldn't save. And maybe if I save you, it'll mean something. They stared at each other. Two broken people in a room full of ghosts. Agnes made a decision that would destroy them both. Okay, she whispered. We fight. Ji-Hoon's eyes widened. Together? Together. He moved closer. His hand reached for her face and he caressed her cheeks gently. Agnes should have pulled away. She should have remembered who he was and what he represented. But she was so tired, so alone and so desperate for someone to see her, really see her, and not flinch. When Ji-Hoon kissed her, it wasn't gentle. It was desperate and drowning. It was the kiss of two people clinging to each other in a storm. Agnes kissed him back, hating herself and hating him. She hated the fact that it felt like coming home. They broke apart, breathing hard. This doesn't change anything, Agnes said. I know. You're still complicit. And guilty. I know. And when this is over, I'll probably hate you. I'm counting on it. Ji-Hoon left and the door closed. Agnes sat on her bed, USB drive in one hand, her brother's death in the other. Outside, Seoul glittered. It was beautiful and cruel, especially to outsiders. She had just 48 hours. The war had begun. Agnes's phone buzzed. A message from an unsaved number popped up on her screen. Cute. You think my son can protect you? He can't. Nobody can. Clock's ticking, little girl. 47 hours and 59 minutes. Make the right choice. Below it there was a photo of her aunt in Lagos, unaware of the armed men surrounding her house. Agnes's hands shook. Then another message came from a different number. This one was from Ji-Hoon. Trust me, I have a plan. Meet me at the estate tomorrow night, alone. I know how to end this. Agnes stared at both messages. Trust her enemy's son, or trust her own rage, which would destroy her faster. Wait, before you go. Do you think Ji-Hoon is using Agnes or does he really want to save her? Comment using or saving right now. I need to know what you think. And here's the real question. You have 48 hours. Your family or justice for your brother? What would you choose? Comment family or justice. If you're hooked and you need episode 2 right now, smash that subscribe button because this story doesn't play safe. Episode 2 is going to wreck you, I promise. Hit that like button if you're ready for more pain, more twists, and more impossible choices. See you in the next one. If you can handle it, drop your country in the comments so I know where my soulmates are watching from.